Yes. Right. So second part. This will go more into your basic sort of initial setting up. So putting that physical things down. So this side of the screen here is very important. This is where all your placeable things are. So this is your single objects. So blue 4, op 4, independent, civilian, and props. Props are basically any like building, flags, vehicle, empty vehicles, wrecks. There you go, bollard, lovely, and everything else. So as you can see, you've got everything here: necroplague, TFR stuff, so backpacks, TIRW, so the Titan Forge itself, massive thing. That's only one side of it and all. And the rest. That's your compositions. So base game has quite a few. So you can put some massive stuff down like a damn wall. Your lands as well. You got your hab. Again, very big. Yeah, and you'll also notice again it covers infantry squads basically. So it's squads or formations. So there you go. That's like a formation of dudes from the SOG patrol, whatever. So same thing. Op 4, independent, civilian, props, and custom. Custom is, as I mentioned, you may want to subscribe to the spawn comp. Again, it's a selection of items and units, playable units that I've made, so it's easier, so I don't have to set things up brand new every single time. Triggers is the next main option. Triggers, as it sounds, you can have it so a playable unit that you put down has a trigger. So if you come into an area, the enemy spawn in and start attacking, or it sets off a bomb, a trip mine, or sets off an event in game. Waypoints, that's again more to do with sort of like the triggers and stuff. AI, I very rarely use them myself. I probably should use them more. Systems is basically your modules. So if you're familiar with Zeus, Zeus modules is called systems. Mainly for us, the basic important ones are the Zeus one and your multiplayer, which we'll go through in a second, and markers obviously that you can mark on map. And these stick; you can't delete them when you're in game itself. So let's go back to where we were. So I'm going to place down a blue 4 Savage, codename Savage. Now you notice, obviously I placed him down. Click and click. Hold down Shift and click on him, and you can spin him around. If you want to change elevation, it's Alt. So click and drag. Be aware if there's nothing underneath him and you have him up here, when you're in game, he will drop and break his legs. This blue line here represents the elevation. With items, so if, for example, let me pick a military something, repair depot, there you go. Now you press space, you get the different widgets that come up. So you can do it the long way around, rotate like that, that's easy enough. With markers and stuff like that, if you want to go on here, you can press space multiple times. You'll notice sometimes you get this one, that's just rotation. Some of the modules, like for example if I wanted to clear trees, some of the modules, this one's called the hide, so high terrain objects, so space, and it has this one here. This one, it just enables you to drag a lot easier. But yeah, I'm going to get away from ourselves here. So that's the basic inventoryman. Now to have it, the red ring denotes it's in single player. If you double click, you'll come up with the attributes for the individual item or player or building or whatever. Now I always uncheck player and click playable. Basically means he's playable in multiplayer. And role description is basically his name. So I'm going to call him Bob. Obviously skills and all the rest we'll get into later. So notice it's now a purple ring. That means he's playable in multiplayer. So we've got that set up. So we want to put in a respawn position now. So you want to go to your modules. So click on the system. You want to find the multiplayer drop down and click on respawn position. Note there is one for vehicles. We'll get into that later. So click and click. There you go. So name as respawn infantry. Leading side, you want to change that to blue 4. Show 2, you want to change that to only the side. Press OK. Right, so he should respawn on there. Now, ammo box. So, single objects, props. I'm just going to type in ammo. And Imperial ammo crate will do nicely. So, put that down. There you go, orientation. Double click. And again, init box. This code here is the code for Ace Arsenal in-game, and I copied that from the Discord. So press paste it in there, press OK. Now the other one you want to do is I want to make Bob a Zeus. So you're going to scroll down until actually in the right one, go to Systems, again scroll down until you find Zeus, and you're going to look for Game Master. So click and click. Now I'm gonna, the variable name, basically if you name something in game, it means the game now knows Bob as that unit as Bob. So if you set up a trigger and say you know, if Bob dies, well, I want to blow up the tank, that's what will happen. So I do this two ways as well. So right click, connect and sync to. So you get this little line that links them. Double click. The owner is Bob, so that variable name comes in. The name, yeah, I tend to double up, and then you want to click on all official add-ons, all add-ons including unofficial ones. Click. Forced interface. Open the interface by default and prevent the player from closing it. Only check that if you want the person to be Zeus only and not have access to a playable character. So press OK. Now to test this, go play multiplayer. You should recognise your screen. Select Bob. OK. And there's the thing set up from before. Obviously I didn't name the mission, but you can name it. So cancel. Continue. Familiar screen. And respawn. And there we go. Right. So Ace Interact. There's my Arsenal. Spiffing. And Y, and there's my Zeus. As you can tell, the Zeus is exactly the same, apart from it says modules instead of systems. Markers are there, stuff like that. You can also, if you go into groups and empty, you've got access to your custom stuff here as well from Steam that you download. But yeah, so that's the end to this video. Part 2, part 3 comes soon.